Hey guys, this is 31 Days of Tarot, and today is day 24. I think this video might end up being longer than all the others. I know the others are only like a minute or two, so that you guys can like watch them and get to all the other videos in the prompt. But this one might be longer because I have multiple answers to this question. So today's question is, what tarot card do you feel is the most misunderstood and why? Yes, all of them. No, I'm not going to go through 78 cards, but I'll go through my big ones. So let's start with the devil. And here's why. Probably not for the reasons that you'd think. So the devil traditionally means habits or things that might be bad for us. Those of us that come from a Christian background, I myself was Catholic growing up, have such a negative connotation associated with the devil. And yes, it's about habits, it's about chaining yourself. But very often, the devil has come up for me or has come up in readings to mean things that we need to continue. Those things that we chain ourselves to for either pleasure or for defense. So you could have a favorite drink, or like for me it's coffee. I always feel happy when I have a coffee. I'm almost never pissed off. Almost depends on how early it is. I'm almost never pissed off when I'm drinking coffee, and so that has become for me a ritual. I go out in the morning, I get my coffee, and I drive to work, and I drink it on the drive to work, and it is a very comfortable thing for me. It allows me to put myself into a mind space to get ready for work, to be able to help the people I need to at work, to be able to do my job efficiently and well, not only because of the caffeine, but because of the ritual. And so that to me is kind of an embodiment of what the devil card means. It is a thing that we chain ourselves to in order to survive. And whilst coffee is not necessarily a means of survival for some people, for me a little bit, but you get my idea, right? You get the idea. So it could be something as nicely put as self-care. Sometimes we need that in order to get over things in our lives. Sometimes we need mac and cheese to make us feel better. Sometimes we need a particular piece of clothing or a particular person. And yes, those things can become obsessive, and that's the dark part of the devil card. Those things can become obsessive if we let them rule us instead of using them to help us. But that, for me, that would be the first card I would say. Misunderstood. Number 2. Let's go with the Ten of Swords. I think I'm gonna cap this at 3 cards because those are the 3 that I most often talk about. So let's talk about Ten of Swords next. The Ten of Swords, if you think about the image of the Ten of Swords, most often has a person lying face down in the ground with swords in their back, and their life is bleeding out of them, and they are very clearly dead. And that's a pretty severe image. But 10, the number 10 in cycles, in the Tree of Life, if we're going to talk Kabbalah, is also a beginning. 10 is, let's talk Kabbalah for a second. 10 is the area of Malkuth, which is the earth, the kingdom. It is us. It is everything that we do and see and say and eat and wash and whatever. Everything we do, it is here. But in the diagram of the Tree of Life, or in the diagram of what's known as Jacob's Ladder, the 10 is directly associated with the one of the next world, or the Keter of the next world. And so the 10 is the thing you need. It's the gate into number 1, which is God. So it's that cycle over. It's that renewing. It's kind of like the little death. I like to say sometimes that major arcana cards have little copies in the small cards. And so for me, that Ten of Swords is a renewal. It is a death. It is a moving on, but for good reasons. And one of the things that one of the cards that made me kind of think about this card in a different way is I talked in a video last couple of days about the Carol Herzer repaintings of the deck, and she paints that. I'm going to see if I can find it, because of course I didn't pull it out before the video, because preparation. Why would I do that? So one of the ways she paints this card is the blood. Oh, look, it's right there. I talk about this one all the time. The blood leaking out is light and stars, and the sun is rising up above the swords and coloring the swords and dawning a new day. And so so this card, I think people like see it, and I've often referred to it as the oh shit card. People often see it and they're like, oh my god, this is going to be the worst thing ever. But it's not. It's the killing away of the stuff that you don't need anymore, the ideas that are holding you back, the thoughts that are not letting you progress, and pushing yourself into that new dawn. So Ten of Swords, much better than you think. Conversely, and this brings us to the last card I'm going to talk about, otherwise this video will be forever, because literally I could talk about every single card. The Ten of Cups. It is not the happiness that you seek. So the Ten of Cups traditionally shows a couple holding hands while their children play in a field that's beautiful with a rainbow above them, and everything's happy. And lots of times people get that card and they're like, yes, I'm going to be with this guy. Or yes, everything's going to go my way. But one thing that is very important to remember is not only is it a 10, and so it is an ending of a cycle and the rebirthing of another cycle, it is the end of whatever temporary happiness you have. Rainbows are ephemeral. They don't last. They don't live forever. And so that rainbow is going to go away, and that rainbow is going to give way to something else. And if you think about the suits in the way that I usually think about them, which is fire, water, air, earth, you're moving into the next realm, the realm of thought, the realm of planning. And so now you have had this happiness, and it's going away, and now it's time to sit down and make a plan for how you're going to live your life. So Ten of Cups, not the best thing in the world. It's real pretty for a few minutes, but then no more rainbow. So sorry to burst your bubble. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.